Welcome to another episode of the Carpe Fide podcast, where if the shoe fits, you wear it.
And if the truth hurts, you bear it.
I am Justin Gruber.
And I am Jesse Gruber.
And today we hope you will seize the faith. Well, hey everybody. Welcome to episode 234, stardate 43517.8.
Captain's log.
Captain's log, stardate 43517.8. Episode 234 of the Carpe Fide podcast. That's for the Trekkies out there that don't exist. Anyway.
Not ever since they had gay aliens.
Aliens. In case you're curious, that is the actual stardate for the day and time that we are recording. So.
Wait, what?
The actual stardate.
What numbers did you say?
Stardate 43517.8.
How do you calculate that?
There's a 10-minute video you can watch on what they mean. What did you do?
Look it up?
I did. I don't want to say. Yes, I did. I looked it up.
Okay.
Why? I did.
Well, what's the start date on Friday when the episode drops?
I can tell you that too.
One Google search later.
When you're listening to this, it's stardate 43526.0. The dot will change depending on how late in the day you listen to it on Friday. But the Friday date is 43526 dot. And then the last number is based on what time of day you're listening on. Basically, you divide 24 hours by 10 because it's the 10th place, and you get what time of day you're listening. You're all welcome for information you did not need to know and will never be accounted to you personally ever.
This is not a space episode.
No, we're going to do back-to-back, kind of a fun little set. We'll just call it a set of podcasts. We thought we'd... Jesse, did you know that the Jews invented rap music? I'm sorry, I had to get that out early. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all of you that may not land with most of you, but it's information that I found out this week.
I purposefully wasn't showing Justin that clip because I knew that you would want to do a whole episode on it.
It's not true.
It came out last night at Bed's group, and it was a mistake. I shouldn't have mentioned it.
Jews, they didn't.
They changed the frequency, man.
They didn't invent rap music.
They changed the frequency.
Anyway, so we're gonna move on from that. What we're gonna do is a set of podcasts. We thought we had this is the 250th anniversary of America, and we just celebrated it. And the sky over Washington D.C. was turned to fire, and it was awesome.
Oh my gosh,
cool! That fireworks display was.
The liberals shrieking, it's pollution, look at the trash in the retaining.
I'd watch it every day.
Pool. I'm like, honestly, it every day. I didn't really care.
I would love it.
It was amazing.
It was. And we have a wonderful speech to go over today. And basically we're going to compare and contrast. So today we're going to go over a speech that was given on the 4th of July by an idiot. And then next week we're going to take a historical speech. And kind of go over it. We're still deciding. We have access to many historical speeches, not just on the internet. Just like I have a lot of source materials, and then my brother gave me another book of source materials. I have a lot of source materials. We're going to take a speech from history, and either we'll do a 4th of July speech, or we'll do a speech from a historical governor of New York, or we'll just do a historical speech in around the founding area, around the July 4th. 1776. So we're just going to take a speech from around that time. We're just going to compare and contrast them. Maybe just to take a look at how far we've come, or rather how far we've degraded. I don't know. But the Islamic Socialist mayor of New York decided to give a Independence Day speech, and
I've been staring, so I've had this paused at the beginning. It's on my screen. He is high as a kite. His eyes are so red. so red, dude. I cannot even tell you.
That's an easy out, though. I mean, it's like
he was mourning the birth of America.
He's mourning the tragedy that America has become. I think is what he would say he was doing.
On X, one of the comments was he can't even sit at the desk right because the desk is turned. Dude, the staging on this is so bad. The desk is facing us, but like it's the wrong direction for if you're sitting at it. Like he's sitting at the back of the desk.
No, you're missing the symbolism, Jesse. It's the people's desk, so the people have access to the desk.
Oh,
because America was for all people, and we've robbed all people of America.
I gotcha.
So he's making the desk accessible to all the people, and he doesn't have access to the desk.
The man's wearing a digital watch, and I'm pretty sure it's because he doesn't know how to read a real clock.
Maybe it counts as steps.
I don't think that Casio's counting any steps.
Maybe it's maybe it's a submariner and he dives.
It's substandard. it's the people's watch.
He's an everyman, dude. Mamdani's an everyman. He's just like the rest of us.
I've never been stoned like that.
I've also never made a rap video featuring my grandmother. So like, there's lots of things we haven't done. Yeah,
we're missing out on so many life experiences.
And that's an episode. If you want to check out Mamdani's rap video,
I successfully that was the day I learned how to bleep things out in Audacity.
Oh yes, we had to edit Mamdani's rap video because of course we did. The whole man's life should be
Jews.
We should edit. Yes, it's always the Jews' fault. They made rap music,
dude, on X.
They made rap music in 1928, which is ironic, says the first rap song traditionally accredited to the Sugar Creek gang. Sugar Hill Gang?
Yeah.
Came out in the 70s. So, but anyway,
hold on, I gotta find this reply on X. It was pretty funny. And where is it?
Sugar Hill Gang. While Jesse's looking that up, it's Sugar Hill Gang. The song is Rapper's Delight, and it is very not Jewish, by the way, and that is when hip hop started. So, whatever.
My computer is. So
while Jesse's gonna keep looking stuff up, I'm just gonna keep.
So I got it. It was Canon Press, and they were posting their interview with John Lovell, and one of the where is it? Man. And Eric Kahn posted, because the thumbnail is different than the shirt that John's wearing is a different shirt and outfit than what's in the video. And Eric Kahn replied and said, "How did the logo disappear? How did the logo on a shirt disappear?" And Cata Press had the best troll. They said, the Jews? And he replied, he said, "Guys, not everything is about the Jews." And Cata Press clapped back. They said, "If not them, then who could have done this?"
Yeah. Rapper's Delight is traditionally considered the first commercial rap song, just so we're all on the same page. So, yeah. 1979, by the way. 40 years. That's 40 years.
Dude, we're not doing an episode on this. Why are you still looking it up?
I'm just saying, apparently that's 50 years after the Jews invented rap music.
Let them cook.
Let them cook themselves and stupid. All right.
Not cook themselves. No.
I just met the people that were trying to spew those dumb facts. The British guy. Anyway, start 84357 517.8. Mamdani's this is critiquing Mamdani's 4th of July. I want to call it's a speech. In old days we would call this a proclamation. He's not proclaiming anything. He's just ignorantly spewing stupid. So we'll do some like live fact checking and commenting on this, and then we're going to compare and contrast it with where we've come, how far we have fallen. Sound good?
Is this when you want me to start?
I think we should. Let's enough of this. Some point in this, we're just going to have to blame the Jews, but we're going to start now.
Good morning, my fellow Americans. Season after season, year after year, the tides have come in and out of New York Harbor. Long before the name New York had ever been spoken, Lenape dugouts crossed these currents. It was on these waters that tall masts crested the horizon, captained by explorers like Verrazano and Hudson, after whom we've named our bridges and rivers. And ever since, ships full of travelers weary from long journeys have passed through the Narrows, the winds of the Atlantic at their backs. When those passengers lifted their heads to glimpse what lies just beyond the waves, what did they see? They saw land, lush and teeming with life. They saw men waiting at the docks to take them into bondage. They saw tenements rife with squalor. They saw industry rumbling with activity, steam and smoke rising, a city on the move. They saw a towering monument to freedom, her torch glowing worldwide welcome. They saw New York City. They saw...
Wait, so when the first people landed, they saw New York City?
I think
before there was America, there was New York City.
I think he was trying to unfold history there.
That was...
But he started with people landing that were going to be taken into bondage, which feels out of order, I guess, maybe.
Oh my gosh. Well,
definitely out of order.
He is sitting on the wrong side of the desk.
He doesn't know where the drawers are.
Tomorrow, our nation marks 250 years since we declared our independence. 250 years of a grand experiment in self-governance, an experiment so audacious that some in 1776 doubted it would last more than a few years, let alone a quarter of a millennium. From Lexington to Los Angeles, Selma to Seneca Falls, Morrisania to Midwood, Americans will come together for a day, just as we do each year. Families will gather around the grill. Fireworks will fill the night sky. This will be no ordinary day of celebration. 250 years presents a rare opportunity for more than 340 million people to turn together, both towards one another and towards ourselves, to take measure of who we are as a nation. When we look at America, what do we see? Here at City Hall, as I sit behind George Washington's desk.
So you're sitting in...
You can't see this. You can't see this. But the camera slowly zooms out, and all of these people just start filing in out of nowhere.
But he's not sitting behind George Washington's desk. He's sitting in front of George Washington's desk. It's facing the wrong way. Sir, you're sitting in front of his desk. You do know this, right? We're sitting behind George Washington's desk. We can pull out the drawers, bro.
Americans who came to this country. I cannot see all of America. But like so many who came before, I can see New York City. The city I see today looks very different than the one that greeted George Washington. In July of 1776, our city simmered under the yoke of oppression. The British had imposed a colonial rule so repressive that 250 years ago, 80 miles south, a small group of newspaper editors, farmers, and soldiers signed their names on a document declaring truths that feel self-evident now,
I tapped that.
but were revolutionary then, establishing the ideals our nation still strives to fulfill.
How can they be self-evident?
The British did not take it well.
One wonders.
War broke out. And that August, as the largest battle of the Revolutionary War unfolded in Brooklyn, batteries on Governor's Island took aim at British ships anchored just offshore. We were outgunned, we were outmanned, and we were soundly defeated.
I thought he was going to break out.
After only a few months, it appeared our fledgling attempt at democracy was on the precipice of collapse. But that night, with the moon overhead, thousands of our soldiers silently climbed into ferries and flat-bottomed boats and escaped to Manhattan. The Continental Army survived to fight another day. Independence may have been declared in Philadelphia, but it was rescued in New York City.
Oh,
George Washington was the last to leave Brooklyn. As he waited at the river's edge, the sun beginning its rise, he would have looked out over New York City's waters and seen what so many have seen in the 250 years since.
You know, that night is what that song, No Sleep Till Brooklyn, is about. It's the lack of sleep that George Washington got.
No Sleep Till Brooklyn?
Yeah. I don't know what the till is for, but
I'm pretty sure No Sleep Till Brooklyn is not about that.
No.
Guns and Ships is the song from Hamilton that night's about. But No Sleep Till Brooklyn by Beastie Boys is definitely not a historical song.
An opportunity to begin anew. Those opportunities, like everything in New York City, are not given. They are won. In
Pause.
1838, 11 years after New York...
Those opportunities are not given. They are won. Unless you're Mamdani, in which case he's going to give you everything. He's going to take it from those that have and distribute it to those who have not.
I wonder what the current stats are of like people who have left and like businesses who have left. I'm sure it's out there.
It's like it's like a stock counter. It just keeps going. It just keeps counting right now. Like right now, it's actively counting.
The people that are standing here look so disinterested in what's going on. It's pathetic.
New York outlawed slavery. A recently emancipated black man by the name of James Weeks sought to begin anew as well, and to help hundreds of others do the same. He bought property in Brooklyn, won himself the right to vote, and sold lots to others newly freed. When they landed in New York Harbor, they knew they had something waiting for them that they had never had before: a home. Weeksville still stands today, a living, breathing testament to what we know America to be.
Camera's awkwardly
A place
zooming back
each of
in.
us has the power to make. The harbor was busy those years as ships poured in from around the world. Hundreds of thousands of Irish immigrants arrived with stomachs aching from a famine manufactured by imperial cruelty. Chinese sailors settled in what is today Chinatown. Millions more traveled under the Statue of Liberty and through Ellis Island.
I thought he said tiny sailors settled into what is now Chinatown. I was like, wait, can he say that?
Hold me close, your tiny sailors.
Jewish people escaping pogroms, Italians fleeing poverty, Syrians seeking economic opportunity. Each of these new arrivals peered through portholes onto a city that was changing as fast as the nation. They saw merchants peddling their wares on the docks, streets being laid out on a grid, buildings rising into the clouds. They could not yet see the nativism they would face, the jobs they would be refused, the landlords who would not rent to them, and the abject labor and living conditions they would withstand.
The
But
landlords
no matter
that
how
would
much
not rent to
smog
them.
hung over the harbor, they still saw an opportunity to begin anew. Over the years that followed, despite laws enacted by the federal government to bar their entry, despite sweatshop fires that killed hundreds of women's, despite riots aimed at their
Hundreds
very
of
existence,
women's?
Hundreds
immigrants
of
made
women.
homes here in New
He's
York
talking
City.
about the.
Hundreds of women's?
Particularly, there was one horrible streams and factory fire that actually, like, it actually produced a lot of laws that came out of that about like how you can, because there was people.
I wasn't
working
questioning the
in
history. I was
locker room.
questioning women's.
Oh yeah, well he spoke wrongly because
Hundreds of women's.
well, the dirty little English isn't his native language, so it's
You gotta be kidding me, dude. You got it. This is the whitest Muslim I've ever met.
And they helped to make New York City. That legacy of every generation of Americans insisting that the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness extends to them too, is no relic of the past. It carried millions of Black Americans north during the Great Migration. It drew hundreds of thousands of Puerto Ricans to New York City after the Second World War. It invited countless others from the West Indies and South Asia and West Africa and across the world. And it is what brought my family to this city when I was 7 years old. My family did not arrive by boat, although we saw the Statue of Liberty from the window of the plane. Even from the air, we could make out the promise of America, the promise of the beautiful patriotic work of rendering America, year after year, a little more faithful to its founding ideals. There is a term so often used to describe our nation and those who have shaped it.
He has no clue what that means to reform this back to our founding ideals. And he can't have it both ways.
I would
he can't
love.
say that there is despair and poverty and slavery and also say it's the best ever. Like, you can't say both of those things. He's lying on one of them.
American exceptionalism. American exceptionalism, the conventional wisdom tells us, makes our freedom a little more free, is how we dug the Erie Canal and irrigated the West, is why children in faraway lands grow up dreaming of one day moving here. And yet the irony is that the story of America has so often been written by those who were told by others with power and influence and wealth that they were anything but exceptional. For generation after generation, we have been told that when the world has sent its people to our shores, it has not sent its best. It sent Puritans and Sikhs and Quakers and Muslims and Jewish people who were banished for praying the wrong way, worshiping the wrong gods, angering the wrong people. It sent peasants and serfs from slums and shtetls who were treated as less because they hardly owned clothes, let
Did he
alone
say
land.
shuttles? I need to look at this up.
Roses
And
and
immigrants from
shtetls.
I wanted to. I'm gonna see if I can spell this.
Shtetls.
How would you spell shuttles?
Shtetls. Shtetls?
Shtettles?
Shtetls?
Shtettles? Question mark? Okay, wait. Yeah, that's a word. Let's see. Shtetl. Shettel. Oh no. A small Jewish town or village in Eastern Europe, especially before World War II. It's always the Jews. A village or small town, usually referring to Jewish towns in Eastern Europe. A Jewish village or small town, especially one in Eastern Europe. Yeah, that's a shtetl.
Power
That's just interesting. Anyway,
was
there you
something
go.
someone else had. We are told that America is exceptional because we are richer, stronger, more powerful than everyone else.
Yeah.
The truth, my friends,
No,
is
wait,
that
pause
America
it.
is exceptional.
That's not why America. That's not why America. I mean, America became that because it's exceptional. Like we are that because of the exceptionalism inside of America, and it's because the exception is that we were not founded on humanistic
His ideals.
yeah, on his ideals. It's not some sort of humanistic, socialistic, atheistic worldview that founded America. That's why it is exceptional. It is not the norm. It is different than and other because of these ideals. But you know what? We can let him go on. He was about to tell us why he thinks America is exceptional.
Because here, nothing is fixed into place. The frontier may be closed. We may have walked on the moon. But the work of fulfilling the values first enshrined in the Declaration of Independence, that work endures, and it belongs to us all. It belongs to our newest Americans, those standing here with me today, all of whom were recently naturalized. Nearly a decade ago, I too felt what you feel, the joy of no longer being just a New Yorker, but an American too. You each hold a special power, the power to determine what America means. The powerful have always known their answer. America, in their view, is an arena of supremacy, where only a select few are allowed freedom, where not all are created equal.
What?
America, if you ask them, becomes less the more people it welcomes. America, they will tell you, belongs only to those with the right accent or the right shade of skin. The rest of us, they insist, should be grateful for merely being allowed to visit. How small they are, how weak, how unoriginal. At every moment in our past, those who led through exclusion and isolation have tried to win power and enrich themselves by turning us against one another. Division is the oldest trick in politics and the cheapest. But time and again, including 250 years ago, those forces of division have been vanquished by the forces of progress. As Thomas Paine once wrote, "This new world hath been the asylum for the persecuted lovers of civil and religious liberty. Hither have they fled." And yet today, too many of our leaders do not believe in a vision of this nation as an asylum for the persecuted, but rather as one that persecutes those seeking asylum. As we mark 250 years, what do we see? We see a city of contradictions within a nation of contradictions. We see the wealthiest country in the history of the world, one where children go to sleep hungry while the world's first trillionaire hungers for more.
Oh, God.
We see monopolies that dominate every industry and oligarchs who
Every
buy
industry?
elections. We see masked agents terrorizing our streets, eating food cooked by our undocumented neighbors before spiriting them away in unmarked vans. We see a nation whose immense wealth has been built by those with calloused, dirt-streaked hands, those who toil on factory floors and chisel into stone. And we see a nation that has allowed so much of that wealth to be held instead in the soft hands of a precious few. Yes, we see America in a health insurance industry that exploits the sick, but that is not all we see. when we look for America. We see it too in the nurse who works a double shift and then stops on her way home to check on an ailing neighbor. Yes, we see America in corporate landlords for whom negligence is a business model. We see it too in the father who tucks his children into bed beneath a ceiling stained with leaks, who wakes before dawn to go to work and still believes his country can do better by his family. Yes, we see America when we spend our tax dollars on bombs and bailouts, when we sell our elections to the highest bidder. Yet we see it just as clearly in every American who still believes this country belongs to we, the people. We see America each time neighbors link arms with neighbors without asking how long they have lived here or what papers they have, as ICE invades our neighborhoods. We see America each time those young and old stand in the beating rain or the stifling heat to cast their ballots. We see America each time working people demand more, not just for themselves, but for their fellow Americans. There are some who respond to those who ask for more from America with a simple refrain. Love it or leave it, they say. But patriotism has never been about pretending our nation is without flaws. Patriotism is every act of righteous dissent. It is every march led under the heavy sun. It is every protest held a decade before its time. It is precisely because we love this nation that we will not leave it. After all, who loves America more than those who have sacrificed so much to make it free? Today, I think not only of the
who's
4th of July,
sacrificed to make it free?
I think too.
I don't understand.
The people that fight for higher wages, the fathers that put their kids to bed with leaky ceiling tiles.
I mean, love it or leave it is the literal reality. This is the nation. You mold and the only molding and shaping that truly happens with the nation is in the societal voting that you try to collapse through progressivism. Progress is not what's building the nation. The idea is not to progress so that it becomes a different nation. It's to keep it the nation that it is. But the whole, it's so convoluted. I don't know what he's saying. Who loves America more than those that fought to make it free? Well, that's literally no one in that room or in this room. Like, those people, they fought to make it free. And the question is now, it's a republic if you can keep it. It's the question is whether or not you will maintain the freedom that he already said are self-evident. And he said that they're self-evident to us now, but we're not at the time. No, they were self-evident at the time. That's why they wrote them down. They were still self-evident, and they were self-evident because they were endowed by a creator, the creator God, the God of the Bible, the God believed by the majority Protestant men who signed the Declaration of Independence, the majority Protestant men who shaped the founding documents. That's who died and fought to make America free. Then the majority of Protestant men who died to rid the nation of slavery. In the shortest span a nation ever has gotten rid of slavery, even though the slavery itself was foisted upon us by Britain, who we'd already thrown off. Like, everything, I blame him for the stupid things he's saying. I don't blame him. He does not know. He is reading from a teleprompter these words, but he doesn't know the history of America. He doesn't. It just feels like a Kamala Harris speech. We're just linking things together that sound good. But it's not.
There's no substance to it. There's no real tangible substance to it.
Even the workers comment, like, I don't. If you need or want to make more, you develop skills or build something that you can sell. Like, you make it happen. You can't
do something.
You can't simultaneously say that you have to take it and make it, while also simultaneously saying that you can also just demand it.
Yeah, nobody. I I'm in middle management, so it bothers me to no end when people complain um about things like they are victims of the company, and no one's forcing anybody to work where they're working. Like in America, it's a voluntary contractual mutual relationship. If you don't want to work there, you work somewhere else or work harder or like you said, develop a new skill and use that to market yourself. Like America is so free. You could learn a college course's worth of information in one afternoon on YouTube. Like we live in such an extraordinary time that is not hard to do. And you know what? If you don't have internet, that's fine. You can go to a library and do that exact thing with your free Google account.
It is truly painful. Like the fall is real. We all complain about our jobs. It is literally built into the fall of man. Like it's what it was. God told us exactly what would happen. And that's why we all complain about our jobs. No one, like, I always remind other people and myself, I am not a slave. I chose to be here. I don't have to be here. I cannot work my job tomorrow. The thing that I am compelled to work is the job that doesn't pay me, and that's a pastor. Like I'm compelled to work that by God. But that is not
What he's talking about at all.
no. There are no slaves in America. That's not true.
That's not true.
There are slaves to the government,
To
in
the
America,
welfare system, yes,
to the
absolutely.
government. They are governmental slaves. The government owns them, tells them what they can and can't do, and then gives them a food and shelter. That's the essence of what it's awful. It's a horrible blight. But those are the only slaves in America. There are no slaves in America.
But even then, you can get off that system. Our church has helped multiple people do that very thing based on conviction and scripture. Like victimhood status breaks multiple of the 10 commandments. That thou shalt not steal and thou shalt not covet. People always forget about coveting. It's an affront to God to covet other people's possessions. And then to think that you're entitled and have a right to them just because you exist is an affront to God.
And the whole the whole we should be united thing, like you literally are a divisive figure, like purposefully. You hate people that own land. You hate them. Like he viscerally hates that people own land and that people want to rent that land to other people for a price. And that he has made his ideals have made the state of trying to rent your property in New York untenable because of the costs you incur by owning property to then rent that property. So much so that he believes he'll just institute a government panel of somebodies that will take your property and manage it better. Like, did you see the news that they have a building? It's a 21-story building that they're trying to add office space on the top of in New York.
Mm-mm.
And the top 2 floors of the existing structure actually started to bend. They had to evacuate the building.
Oops.
Yeah, but like that's the reality. There's nowhere to build. There's only up, and you can't build up, and there's nowhere for the people. So he has to take other people's things to give it to the people that he wants to give it to, that he's decided are okay. It's
Which is not just theft; it's also tyranny.
It's exactly what it is, and it's a really, really icky. It's going to be a wonderful, like 50 years from now, my great grandkids will probably study what's about to happen in New York over the next several years as a full course on how horrible policies can destroy a population, because that's where it's going.
Like, does you just think that people got rich just like from nothing? I mean, I guess some people are like trust fund babies and stuff, but like, you build a giant company, you employ hundreds and sometimes thousands of people. Like,
No, you enslave them.
oh right.
You enslave them, Jesse. Anyway,
I don't know. I've seen inside like Google headquarters, not personally, but like on the internet, and it looks pretty fancy to me. I kind of want to live there.
I want to live at Google. Go squat, squat at Google headquarters.
This is mine now, and all of the buildings contiguous to it.
Just pretend to be a drug addict, and they'll have to let you stay.
I pooped here. It's mine now.
Gosh.
Of the 9th of July, 5 days after the Declaration of Independence was signed, it arrived here in our New York City. Redcoats had disembarked on Staten Island. More than 100 British ships loomed just offshore. Across this city, the Continental Army prepared for an invasion. George Washington commanded his brigades to assemble just a few feet from this building. It was known then as the Commons. Today, we call it City Hall Park. There, within range of British guns, Washington ordered his generals to read the Declaration aloud. And with the world's mightiest empire poised to attack, Washington told the people of New York City what we will celebrate tomorrow, that we had declared our independence, that freedom was within reach. That evening, danger loomed. Conflict was not a question, but a certainty. And yet when those early New Yorkers marched toward the statue of King George III that stood in the Bowling Green, a statue they would melt down into bullets for their young army, they walked in unison, grounded not in the pursuit of plunder, but in ideals that for the first time had a name: America. Those ideals upon which our nation was built, they are strong enough to endure any authoritarian regime, but only if we reach for them. Ours is a nation working each day towards the perfection in which it was conceived, a nation striving each day to better itself. Therein lies the work of America: the striving, the bettering, the reaching towards perfection. What a privilege each of us has to live in a nation that every one of its inhabitants can shape. What a responsibility each of us possesses to prove ourselves worthy of all those who came before. What power each of us holds to bring America ever closer to the greatness so many have seen when they looked upon these shores, the greatness that for 250 years has been America. Thank you. God bless America. God bless New York City, and happy 4th of July.
Get my God's name
Which
out
God?
of your mouth. Get
Which
my
God?
God's name out of your mouth.
What do you mean by God?
Goodness gracious sakes alive.
I hate it when people quote Thomas Paine. It really bothers me.
Why?
Because of all the founding figures that you could so readily quote, it's innumerable. Thomas Paine is not the one, dude. Like, he's not him. He wrote Common Sense. Like, congratulations. And then essentially he was driven from the nation. I was like, no, he left by choice. He was driven from this nation because his ideas of atheistic humanism were gross. His disdain for religion were disgusting, and they were appalling to the founders of America. You know where he went? He went to France because he fell in love with the French Revolution, which was all about atheistic, humanistic knowledge.
Well, a lot of commandments broken on that one.
Yep. That's where he went. And then you know what he did? He came back to America. And he had racked up debt. His ideals were hated. He died, in essence, alone in America. He had no friends. They did not like him because his ideas were antithetical to their understanding of God. That's who Thomas Paine was. There you go. And now you know. And you can read it. There's a wonderful letter that Benjamin Franklin, who I know everybody likes to say was a deist, and if he was a deist, he was a really bad one. He was a deist that believed in God's providence. So he wasn't some sort of open deist where God just laid everything out and then walked away. He believed that God literally was providing exactly what he determined to happen. But Ben Franklin wrote him a letter when he was about to release another book called The Age of Reason, which is literally like the French Revolution in a nutshell. He was going to release another book, and Ben Franklin said, "You can't release this, dude. Like, you can't put this book out there." He strongly encouraged him not to release that book after reading the manuscript, because he knew that this was a nation of people that believed in God, and his book was going to get him shunned. And turns out, ipso facto, it did get him shunned. It always bothers me. Anyway, a lot of great founders. You don't have to run Thomas Paine. There's so many better ones. Mamdani has a lack of understanding, and he believes that the nation, which was bled and died for, exists to give things to him and others, when all it does is establish self-evident truths that require responsibility and action, that require dedication to maintain, not to be given free things. The self-evident truths are the baseline of God's creative order, and from there, it is a responsibility of God's creation to live in them and flourish in them by the acts that they then do with God's given creation. It requires engagement and accountability and the responsibility and commitment, not an open hand saying, "Where's my stuff? I have a right to." A right to what? You have a right to what? What do you have a right to? You can live. You can prosper, which will require you to do something. And you can be happy, which is probably a loose understanding of what life, liberty, and the ability to gain. You can work and prosper and have, and you can grow your family and grow your home, and you can grow your business, and you can grow these things to provide, that's the prosperity part, for your betterment. That's the happiness part. That's what you can do. And because you have that, you've got lots to do. So get to work. Not take other people's work and decide it's your own now. It's painful. There are so many, there are literally so many founding proclamations and speeches and oratories and letters written against the exact ideals that are espoused by Mamdani in his desecration of American history on July 3rd. That I don't know how we're going to pick one. Maybe we'll just read a proclamation from one of the historical governors of New York. It just seems appropriate. I read a really great one that was happening just after the Civil War, and it's like, hey, everything was really hard. This was a really hard time. We need to be thankful, for what we have and what we've been given. I was like, oh wow, geez. Is he sure? Maybe he didn't mean thankful. Maybe he means we deserve things. We must demand that we are given things. We have fallen so far from the ideals, and the reality is we just had, we currently still have, we had millions of people visit America for soccer games that are returning to their own countries and saying, I miss being in America. I saw Belgium post after they won, like like they were upset because our guy's red card was overturned, and they were like, overturn that, and I'm like, bro, 90% of the capital of Belgium is immigrants, dude. You don't even have a country anymore. Why don't you go ahead and turn on your air conditioner? Oh wait, you can't turn your air conditioner on. You're just let people die of heat stroke. Like, congratulations, you won a soccer game. You've lost life. You've lost at life. In case you're curious, yeah, that stat is, you know, I probably can Google that accurately.
Furiously Googling.
Do 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 do. That's just the capital region. I want the whole city. Half of the capital region in Brussels is foreign born.
Wow.
The capital region is not the whole city though, so that's problematic. But half of the capital region is foreign born. It's very Oh, here's a good one. 78%. Well, I'll just say 22% of Brussels is Belgians.
Wow.
The rest is other. 78% other. Like, congrats. I mean, truly, like, Belgium needs. Here's the dirty little secret. Belgium needed to win that soccer game. They don't have anything else. But for someone like Mamdani, Brussels actually has it right. Like, the city of Brussels, that's the American ideal. I mean, it doesn't actually work in any sense of the reality because Brussels isn't Belgian in any way. There is no ethos there that is Belgian. There is a strong ethos there that is Muslim. There's a strong, I mean, you gotta watch out for the ceremonial daggers, you know what I'm saying? Like, whoa. But this is where this idea of people deserve things is so absolutely incorrect. It's so detrimental. Because as soon as you say people deserve things and you create that victimhood, guess what? You are going to lose. You're going to you're going to lose everything that you have because the people that will truly be able to leverage your ideas will take it from you. Anyway, thank you, Mayor Mamdani, for such a riveting speech. Absolutely riveting. In his defense, he probably had to get high just to make it through himself. Yeah, how do I get through this speech?
13 minutes of reading is hard.
Bro, bring me my bong. I can't get through this. It's
man.
medicinal. It's medicinal.
Not the bong.
Oh, man. I delivered to a dispensary the other day. Woof. Woof. First of all, it's weird to walk into those places. Second of all, it's a strong odor. It's a very strong odor in the dispensary.
Yummy.
I was like, look, contact highs are real. And I'm like, wait, can I deliver here? Is this appropriate? I'm operating machinery. I'm driving. I'm driving a big vehicle. Anyway, that's not part of the speech. The reality is if you feel that you're entitled to something, it's a lack of understanding about what the gospel is. It's a total lack of understanding what the gospel is. The gospel is literally that we are entitled to death, separation, eternal suffering, that we're entitled not even to the worst that this world has to offer, but to far, far greater evil than this world could possibly think up. And yet, God has done something. So all of life is grateful rejoicing and thanksgiving for what God has done and the responsibility to glorify God in what he has given. That was the ethos of the founding of this nation. That is the reality of what has been on the lips of the visitors to this nation over the past month and a half. Just an amazing awe at how amazing and great America truly is. And we are not thankful. We are not grateful for it. And a 15-minute rant about how we have gotten everything wrong is not being thankful or grateful for where we get to live. And we should rejoice and be glad in what God has given us and leverage absolute every ounce for his glory. And I think that'll come out quite nicely in our historical reading next week. Closing thoughts, Jesse?
I just think he's stupid.
I think
he's stupid, and I can't believe you made me watch it.
We're doing this for you, everyone, so that you didn't have to. Well, I guess now you kind of had to.
We just made them do it, just like you made me do it. You're not even looking at him. I had to look at him the whole time.
I didn't have to look at him at all. I was so great because he does have he's got a swarm. He does have a swarm about him. There's a certain level of swarm.
Swarm? Schmarm?
Swarm? Swarm? Am I saying it wrong?
Shawarma? Stettel?
There's definitely some shawarma about that guy.
Oh my gosh, you made a whole song about it almost. I just want to know who these people are, and like, so the way they're standing makes me, and the way that they're looking makes me think that someone behind the camera is holding a gun and pointing it at them. They look nervous. They look really nervous.
I'm just making up words. I don't even know what I was trying to say.
Mm-hmm. I believe schmarm is the...
I believe you're right.
Yeah.
Furiously gritting my...
We've done a lot of looking up of random words.
Unctuous. Oh, that's a great word. Anyway, we're done with this. Here it is. Don't be Mamdani. Don't be Mamdani. Instead, rejoice and be glad in the day that the Lord has given you. Be thankful, because we're very grateful to be living in America, and we should be leveraging that for the sake of the gospel. That was the goal. This is as Sam Adams desperately wanted this to be a great nation.
And just don't give up pushing. Like, counter this at every turn. And don't be afraid to use your voice, because there's no reason to stay silent. Like, yes, he is the most limp-wristed, non-threatening looking person in the world, but his ideas are built to destroy nations, and they have destroyed nations. And I don't want that here. No, he can't become president because he wasn't born in America, but he is consolidating a fringe base in the Democratic Party, and that's...
I mean, he got 3 gross Democratic Socialist, borderline, some of them just evil people, nominated to be the Democratic candidate in several districts in New York.
They're not even win. They're not even articulate people. They sound so dumb.
No, they will 100% win.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy put that chick in charge of housing, and she is a highly religious, bigoted person, but not for Jesus. So, like, there's just so many things that are problematic here.
We should make that shirt. I'm a bigot for Jesus.
Should we spell it big space IT? That'd be...
No, we shouldn't do that.
That was dumb. It's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Just throw that idea out. That was bad. But truly, Sam Adams wanted this to be a Christian Sparta. It was going to require people to work and engage and fight for the ideals of what God's word said. And I think that a Christian Sparta is exactly where we should desire to live. It is one that would be of intense work and strenuous activity and engagement in the reality of God as supreme sovereign, Christ as Lord and King, and a people that live and move and breathe under that reality. And I think that's where we should head. Let's head there, because that one, that is just walking right into eternity. That's the whole idea of walking towards eternity. Yeah. Yep.
And the church is the thing. The church is the thing that stands against those ideologies. So if you're not going to stand, like, don't listen to our podcast. Like you know what I mean? Like, if we need churches with chests that will stand against the lies. Our battle is not against flesh and blood, but against the principalities and powers. We must demolish these disgusting and idolatrous ideas. They need to go away. Make them unthinkable.
Yes, and amen. And it is with that in mind, dear Christian, that we hope you this day would seize the faith.
Oh crap, I wasn't recording that entire time. I'm just kidding, I was.